So in this video, we're going to get to the question that absolutely every single golfer on the planet has, and that is, why am I good on the driving range, but when I get onto the golf course, I'm awful? And there is absolutely an answer to that we're going to fix in this video. So okay guys, let's get straight into it. There's two reasons to why you're better in practice and not on the golf course. Okay, the first one here is you do not spend enough time practicing to get that move into your golf swing before it gets onto the golf course. So okay, this is going to look very familiar for you. Let's say you're on the driving range before you're going out and playing around a golf. So let's say you're an over-the-top golfer. You've been swinging on path, hitting these nice straight shots. Maybe you've been slightly drawing it, who knows? On the driving range, feeling good. You're like thinking, yes, this is going to be the round. And then of course you get onto the first tee, and what happens? You swing over the top. So you're thinking, I didn't do one of those swings out in the driving range. How comes I just did that on the golf course? One reason, you have spent nowhere near enough time working on it. So on the golf course, we are the most subconscious with our movement patterns in golf. That is the place where our comfortable swing will always win when we're swinging a golf club on the golf course, because that's what the subconscious brain trusts more. It doesn't trust this very conscious movement you're doing out on the golf course. So that's why when you go out with a bunch of swing thoughts, you play terribly, because if something goes off, you don't know what swing thought is going to help you. So that's why we need to get something into your golf swing, practice it enough to where when you shut your brain off, or maybe have one swing thought, and you're able to perform the movement. That takes a very long time. So when people ask me, let's say my students say, okay, I'm great on the range, but I just can't do it on the golf course yet, my reply to them is always the exact same: you need more time. Because normally they tell me that after a lesson or two. Not enough time, couple months. Really, I tell students to view it in a 6-month time period, but they'll probably get it before that, so they'll be nicely pleased when they get there faster. Lots and lots of time, guys. Don't skip out on this very important thing. Now, the second point is you are trying to force this change out on the golf course way too much. I really always admire the players, whether they're out on tour or maybe even regular golfers, who massively perform way better on the golf course than they do on the driving range. So that's a very small amount of people, but that's what tour players do extremely well. So how do you do that? Because this is more the key I think you all need to really learn here is, let's say they go out on the driving range. Let's say for the over-top golfer again, the slice is happening. Okay, they might be working on it before the round. Good, you should do that. And they're working, and maybe hitting those good shots just like the player who's had a bad round. But what does that player go out and do on the golf course? They play that over-the-top shot. So they know that their subconscious is going to take over on the golf course. So let's say this is my tee shot. Let's say that plant pot there is what I'm trying to hit to. If I'm that over-the-top golfer, to get me to shoot the lowest score on the day, I am not going to be able to do that by trying to play that draw I was hitting against my slice that I normally hit on that first tee shot. It's silly. It's really silly. So I would aim left and play that shot. You have to play the shot you know you can play. I did a course vlog all about this a couple of weeks ago, where I was on the driving range hitting the ball terribly, really, really bad. I was hitting my driver like 70 yards right. And then I get on the golf course, I know this is the process, I take smart lines, I play for that shot, and I shoot 5 under par. So, didn't feel good one bit. I even stone cold chunked a shot, which for a pro doesn't normally happen all that much. I can't remember the last time I did that. And still managed to play okay. So I had some very, very uncharacteristic shots in there. Now, I'm not saying you're going to shoot 5 under when you try to play your shot, but don't fight against it. We just want to let the scores happen. The golf course is a very volatile place for golf swings and golf scores. You just never know what's going to happen. So you've got to go in with very low expectations, just knowing, don't know what's going to happen. You might have a par 5 that's coming up, or a bunch of par 5s. You go, I've got to birdie these. It's what the pros do. Don't care if you do or don't. Go up to it and thinking, okay, I've just got to play this shot. Whatever I score on these par 5s, I shoot. You'll be surprised at how well you play when you have zero expectation of what you're going to get at that score. Because when it starts to go bad, like it inevitably will be, it's golf we're talking about here, you will do a lot better. You've got to stop caring. Really, really got to stop. As soon as I went from a unsuccessful playing professional, because my swing was not good back when my playing professional days, to then becoming a coach, my swing getting better because of being a coach, I started playing way better. But actually it wasn't because of my golf swing, it was because I stopped caring about my round. Didn't matter if I played a good round or not. Just no bearing whatsoever on my mood, my happiness, whether I had a good round. I just went out and played because I enjoy golf, and I started immediately shooting better scores. So play your shot and don't have a high expectation. A good range session means nothing to your golf score. It means absolutely nothing. If you do it over and over and over again, and it starts getting into your golf swing, then it will have a positive improvement into your score. So 2 reasons, like we said, you have massively got to understand that it's got to take time for something to get into your golf swing. And secondly, play the shot you are currently playing. Don't fight it. Absolutely don't. And also, don't expect a certain score to come out of your round. You might play great, you might play terrible. Who knows? This is golf. You get something different every single day. Look at the best players in the world. 59 one day, 75 the next. Huge difference in golf scores, of course. So, absolutely vital information. Even though this is more just me talking to camera, this is the most important video and the best video I've ever put out, because this is the best information out there for most golfers to be realistic with themselves and understand what it takes to be a good golfer. So, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instruction just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So if you're struggling on the golf course, but great on the range, this is why.